Hey, Mr. Dwyer.
Hey, how's it going, Mitchell?
Good. How are you doing?
Fantastic.
All right.
Ready for some more trig identities?
Yes, sir. I'm ready. Yeah, I got
How have you been,
I got
been doing
like
okay on them so far?
yeah, so far. We got a quiz slash group task coming up here tomorrow. So yeah, it's like half
Okay.
quiz, half group task.
Okay.
Yeah, we got a bunch of it's all this it's basically like the identity rules that'll be on the quiz tomorrow.
Okay.
So
And
yeah. And
you're doing
then
well on it? Getting it okay?
yeah, so far. And then yeah, and then right after that it'll be yeah, it'll be after the quiz, it's just the same as like what we've been doing, just all the identity problems. So
Okay. Am I looking at the right thing here?
yeah, I'm just right
Or
now loading in a few quickly.
okay, on page 9?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I'll just kind of load them in here as we go. That'll probably be a bit
Yeah, no
quicker.
problem. Yeah, that's not a problem. All right, so we're actually doing these aren't trig identities, these are trig
Oh, oops.
these are
Wrong.
proofs, right?
Yeah, wrong problems. All right, I just got to make sure that's not the same as last week because we loaded in a bunch from day 3.
So you're not doing, I'm sorry, those were solving trig equations is what that was. That's not what you're doing.
Oh,
That's not
no,
what
it
you need.
isn't. Sorry.
Okay.
There we go.
That's okay.
Yeah, I just want to make sure they're not the ones as last time went to the wrong worksheet. Because yeah, I just pulled up the PDFs. There we go.
Okay. Perfect.
That's trig identity.
Yep. All right. So same deal as what we've done before. We'll write the problem out and I'll use that as the starting point, and then the answer is 2 cosecant theta, and I'll white it out. I'll erase that. All right. So that's what we're trying to get to down there at the bottom,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
So in order to get there, what we need to do is combine these together into one, right? See how these are
Yeah.
two terms and this is one term. So we're going to have to get common denominators. And remember with this one, what we do is we're going to want to add, or we're going to want to get common denominators.
Yeah.
But there's a little trick on how to do that. And you probably
Hey,
wouldn't
Mr.
think to do it
Dwyer.
this way. Yeah.
I just looked it on the Zoom and you're not sharing your screen on the Zoom, so
Uh-oh.
yeah,
Thank
I've
you.
just been following on the jam board, so I just want to make sure.
I thought I was sharing it, but it must not have. Oh, I think I forgot to hit start. Whoop. Maybe I hit stop broadcast on accident. Okay. So here we go. This is what we have. This is the one that we're doing. And the
There
first
we go.
step is to recognize that I'm going to have to get common numbers. Now, this is like one of those chess match things. I can see right here that this is going to be sine. I can make this sine squared pretty easily just by multiplying this by sine on the top and the bottom. And the reason I would want to do that is because if I multiply this by 1 minus cosine theta, I'm going to get sine squared theta as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to multiply this by sine theta over sine theta. And I'm going to multiply this other one by the conjugate, which is 1 minus cosine theta. So I'm multiplying that on the top and the bottom, 1 minus cosine theta on the top and the bottom. Okay, when I do that, this here, let's just go ahead and leave it like this. There's no need to multiply this out quite yet. Sometimes you actually don't want that. Sometimes you want it in that factored form. And I've got a sine squared theta here. And then over here, I have sine theta times 1 minus cosine theta. And I have 1 minus cosine squared theta. And if you remember that little formula, sine squared plus cosine squared equals 1, which means sine squared equals 1 minus cosine squared. Remember that?
Yeah.
So I can see that that's what this is right here. This is just sine squared. Therefore, I can add the numerators together. So now I'm going to go ahead and distribute it in, just because it'd be good to. I can see that I'm going to want to distribute in. So I'm going to distribute that sine theta in. So that's going to be sine theta plus sine theta cosine theta plus distribute that sine in. I get sine theta minus sine theta cosine theta all over sine squared theta, because this is sine squared theta, right?
Yep.
So now these cancel out right here. Those two cancel out. So I just get 2 sine thetas on the top and 1 sine squared theta on the bottom. And now I can cancel a sine out on the top and the bottom.
Yep. So
I'm
you're
canceling.
left with 2 times 1 over sine. Or yeah, 2 over sine then. Then
Yep,
that'll
2
equal
over
to
sine, which is
yeah.
1 cosecant theta.
Yep.
All right. Throw another one on there.
All right. I got one more loaded up already. There we go.
All right. So this one,
These might be a
do
bit
that.
easier than the last one, I think. But
You never know. You never really know.
yeah,
So you start working on them.
they at least look less intimidating at the start.
Yeah, that's for sure. So I'll do that same little trick.
Well, maybe not 10, but
Okay, so first step for number 9 is I'm going to get a common, or get rid of that denominator, or multiply by the conjugate, right? So this is sine squared theta times 1 plus cosine theta. I'm sorry, that's x, not theta. Try to be a little, excuse me, a little cover there. So I'm going to multiply that on the top and the bottom, right? It's
yeah.
1 minus cosine x, 1 plus cosine x. So that equals 1 minus sine squared.
Wait,
1
why is it 1
cosine
minus
x.
cosine and 1 plus cosine of x?
Notice what I'm doing to this. I'm multiplying the top and the bottom of this fraction by the conjugate of the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Because now I know what I'm going to get is 1 minus cosine squared of x, which is just sine squared of x, right? So that equals 1 minus sine squared x times 1 plus cosine x all over sine squared x, which just equals 1 minus 1 plus cosine x. Distribute the negative in, which equals that, which equals that.
Gotcha.
Got it?
Yep.
Next problem, let's see if we can sneak this in over here. If we have enough room. 1 minus cosine x all over sine x cosine x. See what the paintbrush does for us. Nothing. Paintbrush is no good. That thicker pen is the one we need.
It's weird that the paintbrush is terrible on it,
I
but
don't know why that doesn't work. You'd think that it would maybe be a little bit thicker than the other ones, but it's not. All right. So first step, same deal as before. I'm looking down at my end product here, and I'm like, okay, I need to basically convert this into sine cosine somehow.
Oh, wait.
See how this is two,
Yeah.
see how these are two terms and this is one, I'm sorry. See how these are, yeah, in the denominator, this is the two terms. There's an addition sign here, but
Yeah.
in here, it's just one. There's not. So what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to do that same trick. Remember that trick is very useful. I'm going to multiply the top and bottom by 1 minus cosine. So this is equal to tan x times 1 minus cosine x all over 1 plus cosine x, 1 minus cosine x. That equals tan x times 1 minus cosine x all over 1 minus cosine squared x. Cosine squared x, I'm going to go ahead and write this tangent as sine over cosine.
All right.
Actually, no, I'm going to distribute it in. So that's tan x minus, when I multiply tan times cosine, the cosines cancel out, right?
Yeah. On the top and the bottom.
Because this tangent is sine over cosine. So it's just going to give me sine x there. And over here, at the bottom, I've got sine squared x. Now, when I distribute this to or sine squared, see, is that what I want to do? Yeah, let's distribute it to both of them. So I'm going to get, when I distribute it here, I'm going to get sine, the sine's going to cancel on the top and the bottom. So I'm going to get 1 over sine x cosine x minus 1 over sine x. Do you understand what I did?
Let's see. Yeah.
You don't have to
Kinda.
show every single tiny
Yeah.
little thing.
Okay.
What I'm basically doing is I'm distributing that to here and to here. But this,
Okay.
in my head, I'm thinking this is sine over cosine. So one of the sines cancel on the top of this, and then this sine x stays on the bottom with the cosine.
So
And
then
for
wouldn't
this, I'm canceling. You want me to show that? You want me to show
Oh,
the work?
okay. I see what you're saying.
I'm basically trying to save some space.
Gotcha.
If you want, here's what I can do. I can erase this, and I can write this as sine x over cosine x.
Oh, gotcha. I see what you're saying.
Okay. Now this is going to equal.
Yeah,
I'm going to
that makes
multiply
more
this by.
sense.
Yeah, I'm going to multiply sine x cos, or I'm going to multiply that second thing by cosine x on the top and the bottom. So that's cosine x all over sine x cosine x. And then that just equals this at the bottom. So I'm done.
Okay.
Okay. That was a harder one actually than the other ones.
Yeah.
A
I
little
thought
bit
it
more
would be
work
just
involved.
by how intimidating it is.
Yeah.
So, all right. Let me go and load in the next one. Oh, this is a good one. It's a bit easier, but still a good one. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, we're kind of working backwards on the worksheet, I guess.
It does look a little bit easier, and the reason is because this on the right is probably just gonna, I'm probably just gonna substitute something in for cosine 2x, and it's probably just gonna clean up very quickly and easily.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm sorry,
Probably.
I said that wrong. I'm gonna substitute something in for sine x.
Yeah, I thought that's what you meant, but I see
Yeah,
what
so
you're saying.
remember sine squared plus cosine squared equals 1, which means sine squared equals 1 minus cosine squared. And so do you see how there's a cosine squared at the bottom still?
Yeah.
So that means I want to get rid of this. And that's why I'm using sine squared equals 1 minus cosine squared. So
Yeah.
I'm going to write cosine squared x minus, and use parentheses here, 1 minus cosine squared x. Now distribute the negative in. You get cosine squared x minus 1 plus cosine squared x. And hey, what do you know? What does that equal?
Equals your answer.
It equals your answer. So I can write it there and erase it from the bottom.
Okay. And that's also where the trig identities play a role in this problem.
Yep.
Because you remember trig identities, you remember how to do this one.
Exactly.
All right. Wow, it's a bit too big, but
All right, let me see you try this. Do you have a way to work on this?
yeah, I can probably just use the typing, or I can just explain it to you as we go.
Yeah, you tell me what to do. How about that? You
Okay.
just tell me what to write.
Yeah. So then at the bottom, it's secant of 0.
Cosecant theta, actually, not 0.
Oh, theta.
Cosecant
Sorry.
theta. Yep. That's like x for angles.
Okay. All right. And then let's see. Sine plus cosine plus cotangent equals secant. So so first thing we can do is go ahead and get rid of the cotangent. I'll try doing that first.
Okay,
So
so what should I do?
sine theta plus cosine theta plus sine theta over cosine theta. I mean, sorry, cosine theta over sine theta.
Good.
No, yeah, cosine over.
That's right.
Yep. Wouldn't sine theta go on the bottom, just in general for this one?
What do you mean?
Like, wouldn't that be
Like there?
yeah, wouldn't that go like like wouldn't everything be all over the sine of theta?
Well,
Like there?
no, because this isn't being
Okay.
multiplied by this.
Okay.
Do you see? This is only being
Yeah.
multiplied by this. So I'm just rewriting this. Now you're right. You're going to have to put sine theta in the bottom here, but in order to do that, what do you have to do?
You have to multiply each side by sine theta.
Not each side, the top and the bottom. Is that what
Well,
you
the
mean?
top, yeah, the top and the bottom. Sorry.
Yeah, top and the bottom. Yep, good. So my next step, my next step is going to be that. So what should I write for my next step?
Wouldn't it be sine theta squared plus cosine theta all over sine theta?
Do you mean cosine squared?
I mean, yeah, cosine squared, sorry.
Good. Then what?
Ah, now I see how this is gonna clean up. So then you're gonna want to go ahead and so sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta, that equals 1.
Good.
So it's gonna be 1 over sine squared, which is secant.
Not sine
I
squared.
mean sine theta.
Yeah.
Which is secant theta.
Cosecant.
I mean cosecant. Ugh.
Yeah.
I always say
Cosecant, not
secant. I don't know why I do, but
secant.
like I know what it is, but like I always say it wrong for some reason.
Yeah. That's funny.
All right.
Good job. Try another one.
Let's see. That one was 4, I believe. I think so. I'll do 5. Yeah, it was 4. Perfect. Wait. Yeah, no, it's a different one. So it's secant of x.
Okay, so here's equals secant. I'm going to put that at the bottom. Go ahead, tell me what to do.
All right. So let's see. It's gonna be... Oh, you and I were like scribbling over it at the same time. I think it's just the delay.
Yeah,
All right.
we were.
So first thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and take care of the tangent. So it's gonna be cosine of x plus sine of x, and then times cosine over sine.
Sure about that?
I mean sine over cosine. Ugh.
Good. Now what?
You're gonna want to go ahead and distribute. So it's gonna be, we'll multiply it out on the. So it's gonna be cosine squared plus sine squared over cosine. Well, sine
You're
squared.
talking about getting common denominator. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and then it's gonna be 1 over cosine of x, and then that's just gonna equal secant.
Good job. Piece of cake.
Yep. All right. And for numeral 6. All right, so it's going to be, this equals, so 1 over secant of 0 minus tangent of 0 equals tangent of 0 over secant of 0. All right.
Remember, that's theta, not 0.
I mean, theta, yeah. I just like, I don't know why, but I always say 0 when I'm speaking of this. I don't know. All right.
What first?
Hmm. It's like, huh. It's actually a trickier one. Let's see. So could I guess the first thing that I technically could do is multiply the bottom to just get it secant minus tan.
Multiply the bottom of what?
The bottom of the fraction. Wait. Actually, maybe I want to start by distributing the sine, the tangent. So rewriting the tangent to sine over cosine.
Okay. You just tell me what to write. I'm gonna stay out of it. I'm just gonna do what you tell me to do.
Okay. So I'm gonna do the secant of 0.
Theta.
I mean theta. Minus sine over cosine.
Okay.
And the secant is equivalent to 1 over cosine.
So I'll just do that in the first step, right?
Then
Good.
technically we don't even, and I'll keep the 1 above it just in case. Supposed to get rid of it right away.
You do need this one above.
Yeah.
You do need to keep that 1 there. You can't get rid of that.
Oh yeah. Right.
Right. You can't just get rid of that. That doesn't go away.
Yeah, I'd have to multiply the top and the bottom together. Well,
You'd
I
have to multiply by the reciprocal of the bottom,
Yeah.
but we can't do that yet because I have 2 terms down here.
Yep.
Right. Okay. So what do I do?
Well, I could, next I could do is combine like terms. So it's going to be 1 minus sine over cosine theta. 1 minus sine theta over cosine of theta.
Okay. And don't forget the 1 on the top,
Yeah.
right?
Then the ones on the top. So 1 minus sine theta, doesn't that equal just cosine theta? Believe.
Nope, it has to be squared for that to be equal.
Oh, it does. Huh.
Yeah, definitely.
Huh. This is not quite one term yet. So I can't just go ahead and get the reciprocal.
It is actually one fraction.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, so I'll go ahead and try multiplying by the reciprocal next.
Mm-hmm. So what you would have is the cosine theta on the top and 1 minus sine theta on the bottom. It just flips.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's, wouldn't that be times 1 over, wouldn't it be times 1 over sine theta times cosine of theta?
No, that is what I did.
Oh.
See how this is flipped?
Yeah.
See how this is on the top now and this is on the bottom now?
Oh, okay.
So I just flipped, I multiplied this there is all I did. But I don't have to write the 1 anymore because that would be like sitting here. I don't have to write the 1 anymore.
Gotcha.
I multiply by the reciprocal of that.
Okay. So what I could do now is
Yep, go ahead.
I guess next is now since it's just down to 1 fraction, I can multiply by 1 plus sine of 0.
Perfect. Good job. That's right. So now I'm
So
going to multiply by 1 plus. So this would be cosine theta times 1 plus sine theta. Now I'm just going to go ahead and write, what is that going to equal down here when I multiply that by 1 plus?
that would equal sine theta, 2 sine theta, right?
No, it would be
Or sine
1.
theta. Oh,
It'd be 1 minus sine squared theta
oh,
is
sine.
what it would be,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Which really equals what?
That really equals tangent. Wait.
No,
Oh,
look at your.
that's it. Oh wait.
No, what does it equal? What does it equal?
1 minus.
What does
1
this
minus
equal
over.
right here? What's 1 minus sine squared equal?
Oh wait. That equals cosine.
Cosine squared.
I mean, yeah, cosine squared.
So I have cosine x times 1 plus sine, I'm sorry, cosine theta over cosine squared theta. And what does that now? What can I do now?
You can go ahead and reduce. Actually, no.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm gonna cancel one of those out. So
Yeah.
that's 1 plus
Sine
sine
theta
theta
over
all over
cosine
cosine theta. And
And
now when I
then,
distribute that, I'll get my answer.
yeah.
Okay.
Boom. Yep. All right. 7, 8.
I think we're
Yeah.
probably out of time now because
Yeah.
I
Oh
got
yeah.
something
It's
coming in
5.
at 5:30.
It's 5:30, and actually that was perfect. I think we just finished all
Okay.
those problems I had.
Awesome. So go back, watch them again. Like I said, I would practice them, the ones we've done the last couple of days, and I've got other videos on my website as well. But I would just practice them all as much as you can and watch the video, pause it, and try it on your own, and then watch the rest of it and see if you get them right. You just need to practice. Even the ones we've already done, you've already seen, it doesn't matter. Start them over and pause it and try to do it and then watch the video.
Gotcha. Yeah, what I did,